let's figure out who our groups are, and this is your groups for the rest of the entire year. All right. So sometimes I'll have multiple groups working together. Other times most of the time it'll be you with just your group. All right. So stand all the way back. Make sure we're in a straight line. Face forward. So I went and shuffled these up. Okay. Excuse me. I'm already gonna start getting zeros. If one person in here gets a zero, you guys don't get your icon. Yeah. And there you go. All right, so go ahead and hold up your cards. Just stay where you're at, though. All right, so who has Bill Gates? Who has Bill Gates? Show your card if you have Bill Gates. All right, so you three are a group. You three, right here. Guys, in line. Let's see who your partner is soon. All right, who's got Steve Jobs? Steve Jobs. All right, you three. Right here. These three sheets. Oh, make sure you're all sitting on the same side. Make sure you're all sitting on the same side. Once we get everyone figured out, you'll be able to move. Yep. All right. Who has Elon Musk? Elon Musk. All right. Come right here. Who has Nicholas Tesla? Nicholas Tesla. Nicholas Tesla. All right. Your card. Oh, okay. I just to make sure I got the right person. So let's go then to YouTube. Come here. And hold on. All right. I got one person who's getting a zero. No icon. So you two right here. And then what we're going to do is the two people who are absent are going to join your group. Okay. And that's all of my friends. All right, so let me just put the zero in. All right, so we're going to go ahead, and these are your innovators. This is who you guys are going to be with for the rest of this year. Like I said, some activities you're going to work in multiple groups. All right, but most of the stuff we're going to do in here is just going to be these people you're with. All right, so I want you guys to know a little bit about the cards that you chose. All right, so I'm going to come around, I'm going to collect the cards, but I'm going to leave the little one there so you can kind of still have that picture. And we're going to talk about these people real quick, and then we're going to go into the wallets and start talking about those. All right, so we might not be able to finish them today. Do at least one step with you guys, so you guys can at least get that ready. Get your name on it, right? That way, you guys can next for you it would be Friday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We can come in and you guys will be able to then finish those. So we have different. These are all innovators, right? Some are. Oh, sorry, I should say some are innovators, some are inventors, some are both. Right. When it comes to STEM, those are two terms that you're going to use when it is regarding the people that really kind of stand out in those fields. The first I'm going to talk about here, right, this is Steve Jobs. Most people know who Steve Jobs is. If you don't, you definitely know the companies that he owned and that he worked for. Steve Jobs was one of the co-creators of Apple. formed it in the 1980s with a guy by the name of Steve Wozniak. He also is one of the 3 people, I believe, that started Pixar. A lot of people don't realize this man, Steve Jobs, actually made more money owning Pixar than he did Apple with working for Apple, right? So that's Steve Jobs. My next person here, Louis, do you know who this is?
I was just going to say something about Pixar that just on it.
What's that?
He got a lot of money from selling his company to Disney.
Yeah. Once they sold to Disney, that's right. They made a ton of money. This is Bill Gates. Right? Bill Gates is the creator and owner of Microsoft. He, for up until I think a couple months ago, he was finally beat as the richest man in the world. I think he is back to being the richest man in the world, but he was beat for a little bit. Microsoft creates Windows. So if you have a PC computer at home, it runs Windows. If you have an Xbox, that's Microsoft. He also does a ton of charity work as well. He worked with Khan Academy, which I think a lot of you guys have probably used before. And basically what he did was he used special satellite engineering to make it so that in rural parts of Africa where they have no internet, that they can actually get free Wi-Fi over the air for schools. And he went and also donated a whole bunch of laptops so the kids would have, they could then access that internet. And he worked at Khan Academy, which is a free curriculum online. And then from there, these kids now are able to get a good education in these very remote parts of Africa. So, yes.
Talking about Pixar and Disney, didn't most companies sell their stuff to Disney for a lot of money?
A lot did, yeah. Disney, in just a couple of years, they bought Pixar, they bought Marvel, they bought LucasArts, which is Star Wars. And within 5 years, they bought all those companies. Yes.
About Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
The creator of Minecraft sold Minecraft to Microsoft.
Right. Mm-hmm. His company was it? Yeah, I forgot the company name that was top in the beginning of Microsoft. Mojang. I think it is Mojang. Mojang. Yeah.
They have their own YouTube channel.
He sold Mojang to Microsoft, right? Yeah. This right here is Elon Musk, right? Elon Musk. A lot of people probably don't know his name, but you know one of his companies. He is the owner or one of the owners and the CEO of Tesla Motor Cars. He also though owns a company called SpaceX, who's in direct competition right now with NASA to have the first humans step foot on Mars. So NASA has a plan to get humans on Mars by 2032. His plan involves us getting humans on Mars within 5 years. So. Right here, we have a guy by the name of Thomas Edison. Most people know Thomas Edison, one of the inventors of the light bulb. He was really kind of known for, he basically turned being an inventor and an innovator into a company. The light bulb and a lot of the things he's known for, he didn't actually directly create. He had a lot of people working for him that he basically, when they created these things, he would then kind of finite them, finish them up, and then he would claim that he created them. Kind of like, and unfortunately, Google does this a lot. Google, if you work for Google, you're able to work on, similar to what you guys did in fourth grade, a lot of you in Candace Hour. Google does that at their work, where 1 hour, I think, a week, you get to work on they call them passion projects, which is something that you're passionate about, but it has to be connected to technology. And they actually make it so that if you make something that Google might be interested in buying, they will. Well, they then take the credit for it. So, yes.
I think I might have a shot of doing that too.
Well, we'll talk about what it takes to get, a job like that at a later time. But yeah, I mean, if you have the skills, this would be the time to start. And this is actually Thomas Edison's biggest competitor. This is Nikola Tesla, not to be confused with Elon Musk's car company, Tesla. He named it after this guy. Nikola Tesla, biggest thing he's known for is creating AC, accelerated current. So when you plug a outlet into a wall, that's him, right? Thomas Edison was DC, direct current, right? And basically what ended up happening was Thomas Edison's, even though his type of electricity was not as superior as Nikola Tesla, he ended up winning kind of the electricity race. And that's actually why your parents probably get their electrical stuff from ComEd. ComEd stands for Common Word Edison, hence Edison. But Nikola Tesla, he liked to actually dive into a lot of cool experiments. He was a huge innovator. He has a thing called the Tesla coil, which most of you guys have probably seen before. The Tesla coil is the thing that if you put your hand on it, makes your hair stand up, right? That's a Tesla coil. It conducts static electricity. Right? He created that, but his was much bigger to where it almost looked like it was like lightning in a glass tube. So these are your groups. I decided just to separate you guys by these innovators just because I thought it was kind of an interesting way of doing that. Okay? And I thought it would be kind of a nice way of you guys, learning a little bit about innovators and inventors of our time. You are going to have parts of your website is going to be devoted to your person. Right? So here we have Steve Jobs. So they are actually going to, on their website, when we start creating these, you guys are going to have a section that is about Steve Jobs, right? Because your team name is Team Jobs, right? Team Jobs, Team Edison, Team Musk. You guys are Bill Gates, Team Gates, right? And Team Tesla. So that's actually going to be the name of your team, and that's what's going to be on your website. It's out there, so you guys have that. So what we're going to start with first, and we want to get through this, this first part at least today, finding those duct tape wallets we talked about. So with these duct tape wallets, we need a couple supplies. One, we need duct tape. Two, we need a ruler. Right? And three, we need scissors. Right? The reason why we need scissors, you can probably do it without scissors, but your wallet will turn out much better, is you're going to need to cut these pieces of duct tape a certain length, right? And it just makes a cleaner cut at that, wherever we need to do it, as opposed to just ripping it, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be passing these out, and because you guys are a smaller class, we'll probably be able to do a standard duct tape. I'll just call it standard. And then we do have some colors, but a lot of kids like using the regular color because then you can go and design it and stuff. So let's go. And we're going to share those color ones, right? So here's how we're going to make these. And you guys are going to have to pay attention. So what we're going to do to make this is we're going to get the first part probably done today, just because we might be having our, guys, put those on this side. There we go. We might be having our fire drill at 10 o'clock. I'll be honest with you, I didn't know what time it was. Mrs. Acevado, when she came over, I asked if she possibly knew. She said she thought it was around 10. If it does happen during our time, right, just I'm letting all my classes know this, even if they aren't with me during the fire drill. So during a fire drill, right, all we do is we go up the stairs right here, and we got those doors right there, and we walk, not across the street, but we'll walk to that far sidewalk. Right? If it's a disaster drill, which a disaster drill for us would probably be either flooding or tornado, right? What we want to do, most of the time it would be tornado. The flooding thing is not really that big of a thing. We would be right over here in the cafeteria, right? Like literally we'd walk out of this room and go right over where like the milk station is and stuff like that. Making sure you're down, hands on your head, right, to kind of protect your neck and the top of your head, mostly your neck, because your neck's a lot more fragile than the top of your head because you have a skull. From there, we would obviously just wait until they gave the all clear. If we code, right, what we would actually do is I'll lock this door. The nice thing is with this room, which you guys probably know from previous rooms you've been in, it's not a really good spot to hide. Like you're all like cramped in a corner, right? Because you can basically see a majority of the room. Yeah, problem. Right. So what we're going to actually do in the event of a code red, if you're in here, is we're just going to come all the way back here, just because this is the the best spot to where we have the most space that people can sit. And in all honesty, the big thing you just want to be able to not, the way you always do it is if you can see the window, the glass, then they can see you. We can go all the way to here and they can't see us. And the same thing, we'll have some people down there. All right, so you guys can be nice and spread out. All right, yes.
What about the mechanical room?
No, the mechanical room actually has a bunch of stuff stored in there. There's going to be, right now there's a bunch of boxes. And it's the old fridge from the home ec. So it's just kept in there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull up. Yes. Right. That's why we have that emergency exit window. So I'm going to pull this up, and just so it's a little easier for you guys to see, look up at the front. Let's take our hands off the duct tape, guys. If I'm seeing it moving around, I'm going to move it down. All right, so like I said, we're going to go and we're going to get at least through this first step because I want to make sure that you have these pieces so then you can actually go and write your name on the wallets, the pieces, and that way when we come back next week, we'll be able to finish them. All right, if we're able to, if I see we're really getting through this pretty quick, all right, then we'll continue on. So we have duct tape, all right, I have rulers, I have scissors, and then it says a pencil. In all honesty, you don't need a pencil, but it does help a little bit when you're actually going and smoothing things out, but you can actually use a ruler for that as well. So when it comes to the rulers, what we're going to be using these for is we're going to be making strips of tape that I think it's 10 inches long. Yeah, 10 inches long. So I'm going to show you guys kind of an easy way of doing that with these rulers. And we're going to need to make 8 strips to begin with. And then from there, we're going to be actually sticking some of them together. So I'm going to show you kind of the easiest way to do that. All right, so like I said, you guys are going to also need scissors. You probably could, in all honesty, you probably could rip it because this is called light-duty duct tape. So this is not like, the crazy stuff that's going to like never come off, but it still is pretty strong. And so I want you guys to cut it just so you have a nice and straight cut. Yeah.
It's a window.
Oh, you don't Yeah. If it was on the far end of the building, yeah. All right, so listen up. Here's how you're going to want to do this. Yeah, I can get you a new pair, but I can get this stuff off. All right, so here's how we're going to do this. So with these directions, what I'm going to actually do as well, I'm going to post these directions once you guys get your Chromebooks. I'm going to post them on, excuse me, I'm talking. I'm going to post these on the Google Classroom. That way, if you ever want to make a new one or you want to make another one, right, you're able to. All right, so here's what we need to do first. So see the directions, and I'll zoom in so it's a little bit easier for you guys to read. There we go. So it says, cut or tear 4 strips of duct tape 10 inches long with the adhesive side up. Adhere the duct tape strips to another with a 1/4 inch overlap. All right. So how you're going to do that is this. It's kind of the easiest way I found is if you take your ruler here, right, and you can kind of hold it as you're untaping this, right. It is actually tape like make sure it's at least 10 inches. Like here, I see this is just over 10 inches, about 11, right? And go ahead and rip the piece. Now you'll see my piece. Oh, that's a 0 mark, right? And that way I can kind of hold it and see where that 10 inches is, right? So, like I said, here are, and you can see I went past that 10 inches, right? It doesn't need to be exact. You want it though kind of close. You see how I'm past the 10 inches? I'm actually more like 11 inches. Okay, so here's the nice thing. See how I'm at 11? What I'm going to do is I'm going to use my scissors and I'm going to cut and I'm going to snip about at that 10-inch mark. All right, so if I'm here, 10 inches is about there. I'm going to go and cut like that. So you see how I got half of it cut now? The other half is on the wallet. Or sorry, not on the wallet, on the ruler. Okay? So with this, when you cut it like that, here's the nice thing with duct tape. When you cut it like that, you can actually see if I put my finger down to 10, right? And I pull, it'll make a straight cut for you. It'll make a straight rip. So now I have a 10-inch piece here. Here's the nice thing, right? Is go ahead and do this part. So get this part on your on the ruler. Don't take it off though. Don't take it off the actual ruler. So put it on the ruler, line it up with the 10-inch part. You can help each other out. You want to rip it first before you guys go and remember, because you want to rip it so it's bigger than that 10 inches. There, so like if you just go. If you look, guys, so if you're ever curious with like duct tape, all you do is you grab it out on one end, you just tear across. So it doesn't need to be super straight because we're gonna end up folding it over. So like here, you just want to make sure that it's bigger. Right, so a little bit bigger. And see how it's like that strength. Don't worry about that. So now you go line it up at the end and tape it. You want to tape it now to your ruler. Because what you're going to eventually do, you see how this is over 10 inches, right? Now I take my scissors. I see where the 10 inches. Just make a little. If you guys need to share your scissors or something like that, you good? And, oh, there we go. You see how I have that little snip there? And now I can go and there. There. Keep it on there. Straight line. No talking. No talking. Right. So you're gonna follow me. We're gonna get out and forward.
We have an all clear. You may enter the building. All clear, enter the building. Students, we are walking silently back into the building.
All right, come in, take a seat. All right, so real quick, unfortunately, we had a few people who couldn't control themselves. I'll be honest, for a fire drill for you guys, considering most of you have been here for many years, I was a little disappointed. A lot of you guys were talking, a lot of people were goofing around. I had 3 people outside that got zeros, so they're not getting a buck today. All right, so I'm going to show you guys a quick way, all right, just because I know we're strapped for time now, all right, this is a quick way of doing this. So obviously you want a piece, all right, that is bigger than 10 inches. So what I would do is take your ruler and kind of keep it on the table and just kind of eyeball it, right? And make sure you have a piece of tape that's at least 10 inches. It could be more, and that's fine. And go ahead and you do this. Everyone look. All you're going to do is here, this piece is probably actually close to 12 inches. I'm going to go and rip it and put it face down on my table. This is kind of like the speed way of going through, right? Put it down on your table. Then go ahead and you can ask your neighbor to kind of help you with this as well. You're then going to take another piece, right? And kind of hold it next to that piece that you just had. Make sure it's about the same length. It could be a little bit longer, right? To tear it, all you do is this. Look at it. Pinch it. Down, pinch it. You take the other hand. One goes this way, one goes the other way. And you pull. Yep. Now, with this piece, here's what you want to do. All right? You want to take this piece, and you're going to put it so that it's going to rest, this is going to rest on the other piece just slightly, right? It's 1/4 of an inch. So don't do it yet. Let me show you guys what I mean. So you see how I put it so that it's just barely going over. You can kind of see the light through it, right? Just make it so it's barely past it, right? When you're grabbing duct tape, guys, listen. When you're grabbing duct tape, you guys should not be grabbing it with your whole hand. I have a lot of people that are doing this wrong, right? So duct tape is very sticky. That's why it fixes everything. So what you want to do is take a roll in one hand. The other hand, you take a piece, unroll it, hold the end. Look at you, see how I'm holding the end? And I'm unrolling, right? Make sure it's long enough. Go, tear, and do that same thing again, right? Go and lay it on one of the pieces, just slightly. It says 1/4 of an inch, which is not much. And you want to do this 4 times. 4 times. 4 times. What you'll eventually have so with this, guys, this is why I said you have to do this. Tap the end of it with your fingers, right? Keep it like this. I kind of go like this so it dangles right there. And then I tear, right? If it gets like this, you see how it kind of jumps together, right? Just grab the end and kind of carefully pull it apart. So what you want to end up with is something that looks like that one single sheet. Like this. What you want to end up with is that single sheet. Right? So, I know some of you are still on that first piece. It's all right. So what I want you guys to do is this. If you have the piece on like your ruler, things like that, right? I'm going to pass a marker real quick to you. Just write your name on it, right? And then you're going to put it on the stove back there. That way when you guys come in next time, don't cut in your pieces, though, guys. You got to get going. Right? You're going to write your name. Here, you know what? What we'll do is next time when you guys come in, because then hopefully we won't have the 15 minutes missing, we'll start this over. That way you guys can get it done. Right? So go ahead, throw these pieces up. These will be test cases, so you can kind of learn that the practice on how you're going to tear it. Keep the duct tape though, the rolls of duct tape there, and the picture of your person. Keep that there. And now you know how to do it. So next time when you come in, hopefully we'll have the time. So, all right, go ahead and line up. Unfortunately, we had 4 people in 0. So, yeah, they were. I had 3 people that were talking after Warren during the fire drill, and then 1 person that was goofing around in class. So. All right, so my people, here we go. All right, so I'm gonna give the bucks out to you guys. All right, so Ava, Cache, Josiah, there, Ian, over there. Where's Eric? Giselle, Gustavo, Kat, right there, Latavia, right back here, Louis, right there, and Rachel. Where'd Rachel go? Oh, hi, there we go. All right, I'll turn it off.
I never think. Thank you.